I just picked up this Prius for $600. Did I make a mistake? I don't know, but some of the highlights include it's got brand new tires all the way around, so that's good. The brakes just got replaced recently. They're about 8 millimeters on the pads. The car only has 67,000 miles, which is super low for a 2009 Prius. Now, some of the negative highlights and why I got it so cheap was the ABS light is on, and it makes this annoying beeping. The ABS light is on because the actuator is bad, which if you take it to a dealer is going to be a $4,000 job. But I think I could do it myself for a lot cheaper, so that's what I'm going to try to do. Another bad negative on this is the touchscreen isn't working. So I'm going to try to fix that. Hopefully I don't have to replace the unit. I can just fix it, but we'll see. The interior is pretty clean. The exterior is decently clean for a 2009. Yeah, I guess just stick with the series if you want to see me try to flip this. I'm going to try to get $5,000 out of this car. So, we'll see. Alright, thanks. Alright, this is episode 2 of flipping a Prius for profit. If you're new, I bought a Prius for $600 and I'm trying to fix it up and sell it for a profit. I wanted to take care of the big problem first, which was needing a brake actuator. I decided to go with a used unit, and eBay was my best online price for around $350, but I was able to source one out locally for only $200 with a 2-week warranty. So now we have the actuator. Next episode we're going to be installing it in the vehicle and see if it fixes our issue. This is the Prius I picked up for $600. Today we're going to be changing this ABS actuator out. I got this from the junkyard for $200 with a 2-week warranty. So hopefully you can plug it in, everything works, and we can move on to fixing other things on the car and try to sell this car for $5,000. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to disconnect the 12-volt battery by taking that bolt off, and then the high voltage plug is going to be right here. So let me grab my 10 millimeter and take that off, and then we'll take that. Okay, we got the 12-volt battery disconnected. We got the high voltage safety plug disconnected. So I shouldn't be in any danger of getting electrocuted now. If you're seeing this video, then I lived. But we want to go ahead and take off this plastic cover and this window cowl, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so got all of that off, and this is what I'm changing. You can see where it is, but I gotta get this inverter out of my way so then I can access it. So let's go ahead and get this thing off. Okay, this is the actuator that was in the car. That's the bracket from the junkyard. So I went ahead and transferred over the junkyard actuator and put it on the bracket that was in the car. There was a bracket that I needed to transfer over that wasn't quite the same, but everything else lined up good. So yeah, it's ready to go back in the car. So let's go ahead and just put everything back together. Okay, I got the inverter back in, we got the module in. So before I put all of that back together, what I want to do is bleed the ABS system. You're going to need a scan tool and a buddy to do this with. So if you don't have a scan tool, take this somewhere else where they can bleed it for you. But we're going to go ahead and do that. I don't want to put everything back together unless I know everything's good. And then you just follow these steps and then bleed the system, and hopefully we're good. Alright, we just finished the bleeding process. Scan for codes. There's no codes. No ABS light on the dash, so I think we're good. I'm gonna put everything else back together, take it on a test drive, make sure nothing comes back. But yeah, I think we took care of the ABS problem for only $200. Alright, let's put everything else back together. Alright, everything's back together, so let's go take it on a test drive and make sure everything's good. Well, been driving around a little bit. No ABS light coming on. I think we're good. Well, spoke too soon on the ABS light not coming back on, but I scanned the code and it's C1344 left rear hydraulic system. It's not the def code of the accumulator pressure being low, so I don't think the ABS module is the problem. I did some research. I think it's something to do with the drum brake system, but I'll save that for another video. But that's where we're at today. So I'm in the left rear. I noticed I've already adjusted a little bit, so I'm not sure if it's going to be as loose as it was, but Yeah, it's a little better now, but this drum brake was super loose, so I'm just adjusting the star wheel adjuster until it's a nice fit, and then I'm also going to re-bleed it again because I was having trouble bleeding this one specifically. So I'm going to adjust it, bleed it, and then hopefully that fixes the problem and we're good. So apparently I didn't do a good job bleeding this one, so I'm bleeding it again right now. You can see the air bubbles coming out. I'm just waiting for air to stop coming out with just straight fluid coming out, and then we'll clear the code and go drive it again and make sure it doesn't come back this time. Okay, I took the vehicle on a much longer test drive than I did on the first one, and the light still hasn't come back on, so I think we're good. Just had to bleed the left rear out a little bit more. So $200 to fix a problem that the dealership would have charged $4,000 for. Not bad at all. So we still got the touchscreen to take care of and a good cleaning inside the vehicle, but other than that, yeah, this car is good to go. So very happy with how things turned out with this one. Boys, we just hit the jackpot. This is episode 5 of flipping a Prius that I bought for $600. A couple things. Mostly today is just going to be cleaning out this interior. It's pretty dirty, so definitely want to take care of that before we list it. Couple updates. I got a touchscreen that I'm going to be picking up Saturday from a junkyard for $75, and then the radio, it's not working, so I'm just going to go ahead and update it with a modern one. I got it off Crutchfield right here. It was about $70, so not too bad. I'll just upgrade it. I'm sure it'll help sell. And then that's pretty much it. So once all that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and list it up. What do you guys think I should sell it for? But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this interior all cleaned up. So I was just getting out all the random stuff that was left behind from the previous owner. So we got a free bodyboard, we got a Holy Bible, a pen, little phone mount, and maybe the find of the day, brand new chopsticks that look pretty fancy. Okay, I got everything vacuumed. It's looking a lot better with just that. But I have a fabric cleaner I want to go ahead and try to get all these little stains out of, because that will really help lift up the sale price, hopefully. So let's go ahead and do that. Boys, we just hit the jackpot. Clean interiors are what sells cars too, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe down all the plastics and make everything look as best as I can. Okay, this is where we're at for today. It's definitely not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it came in with. So I think the next episode we're going to be installing that touchscreen over there, and then because it's going to be another week until the radio gets here, and then we'll install that and we'll list this guy up for sale. This is my $600 Prius. I'm flipping for profit. Today we're going to be changing out the touchscreen because it's just not working at all. So let's go ahead and get started on that. I tried to pick up a whole screen display from a junkyard, but they were either all gone or completely trashed. So I did some more research and I found out you can just replace the screen. So I got this one from eBay for 15 bucks, and that's what we're going to change out today. Okay, first thing you want to do is get all these plastic trim pieces off so we can get access to the touchscreen and radio. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Okay, now everything is pretty much exposed, so there's two 10 millimeters on this, and then I'm pretty sure this will just pop out. Very nice. Now that we got the touchscreen out, let's go ahead and take it inside and take it apart a little more so we can change out the screen on it. Okay, here's the touchscreen from the car. Here's the replacement part I got from eBay. So let's go ahead and get this thing taken apart so we can install this. Well, I'm just getting started, and it looks like someone has been in here before and stripped the crap out of this bolt, so wish me luck on getting this out. Looks like I gotta pull this ribbon out, like so. I heat it up with my heat gun and stick my razor blade underneath and get that adhesive off so we can just lift the screen up. Lay it on like a screen protector on a phone. And then we just want to plug this back in. Okay, got the new screen in. Let's go ahead and put it back in with the bezel and put it back in the car and make sure everything's working. Alright, put these connectors back in. Okay, we'll just set it like that for now. Make sure everything works before we put it back together. Alright, turn it on. Okay, display's working. Moment of truth. Hey! Let's go! Touchscreen's working great. So we still got to replace this radio, which we're about to do now, and we'll just put everything back together and this one will be ready to be listed. And that's where we actually ended up today. I only got about halfway through installing the radio, so I'll be sure to finish that up tomorrow, make a video on it, and keep you guys updated. But we're getting real close to listing this vehicle up for sale, so what do you guys think I should list it up for? $600 Prius I'm flipping for profit. And today, we're going to change the radio. Okay, first thing you want to do is get all these plastic trim pieces off so we can get access to the touchscreen and radio. Very nice. We got access to the radio, so it looks like a couple 10 millimeters, and this thing should just slide out as well. Just need to be popped out. Alright. Okay, day 2 of installing this radio. So what we're going to do is kind of just twist them all together, make sure everything powers on and works. And then once we verify that, we're going to solder them in, permanently joining them together, and put all of this back together. Okay, I got them all kind of like half started. So let's see if the radio is going to power up. Oh, yes sir, we got power. Some people like to use butt connectors. Personally, I like to solder the wires together, but to each their own. But without further ado, let's go ahead and solder all these wires together. Okay, I got all the connections soldered together, so now I just want to grab my electrical tape, wrap it around the metal part, make sure nothing gets exposed, and put it all back together. Okay, got all the connections taped up, so let's just go ahead and put everything else back together. Alright, everything's put back together, looking a lot better, and we're done fixing this car. All we got left is to take some photos, post it up on Facebook, and make some profit. Or so I thought. One more thing I gotta fix on this car, I guess, is the speakers, because I only got volume coming out of my tweakers right now, so nothing coming out of any of my speakers. So I gotta figure out what's going on with that, fix it, and then I'm ready to sell it. So whatever of me trying to flip this Prius for profit that I paid 600 bucks for, today we're gonna be taking care of the speaker problem. So last episode I replaced the head unit with this aftermarket one, and I only got volume coming out of my tweakers, but nothing coming out of any of my door speakers, so I gotta figure out what's going on with that. So I'm gonna take this door panel off and see if I got power there. I'm running out of daylight here, so I'm gonna try to get this off real fast.
Okay, I got my meter set up to DC volts, and then I got my black lead set up on the ground, and let's see if we got voltage going to the speaker. And yeah, we got 7 volts going to the speaker, so that tells me the speaker is probably not the problem. But there's another test I want to do, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, right now I got my meter set to ohms, so I can test the resistance in the speaker. And should read something. If we're reading OL, then the problem means a short in the speaker, and yeah, I'm reading OL. I got absolutely nothing. So there's a short inside the speaker, and the fact that none of them are working, I'm assuming that all the speakers are bad. So I'm going to try to go to a junkyard and steal some off another Prius, and hopefully that fixes the issue. I actually ended up ordering these from O'Reilly's because they were down the road, easier access for only 60 bucks, so I'll be installing those tomorrow. Just picked up the speakers from O'Reilly's. Just going to go ahead and unbox this and just hook up the wires and make sure they work before I do anything else, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I got my wires temporary hooked up, and if we turn up the volume, we got music, baby. So yeah, that was definitely the problem. For some reason, all the speakers are just busted, so I had no volume coming out. So I'm gonna go ahead and change out all of these and then list the vehicle up for sale. That's it. Everything else is cherry on this car. So yeah, let me know what you guys think I should list this car for. 67k miles, brand new tires, brand new speakers, brand new head unit. But I at least want to take apart this first one and see what exactly I'm going to need to install the new one. So let's get started on that. So when it's all said and done, it'll kind of look something like this, with the wires coming in through the back, and connect them there, and it'll kind of just set in place like that, and then I'll put the door panel back on. Yeah, but I'm running out of daylight, so I'll install the speakers tomorrow and everything should be good from there. And we're back. Today we're actually going to be installing these speakers. So I got my self-tapping screws to screw into the sheet metal, and then we're just going to solder in the wires, and that's it. So let's get started. Okay, I got my speaker bolted down, I got my wires hooked up, so let's just go ahead and do the same thing to all the other ones. Alright, I got 2 speakers done, but I really need to hustle because I'm running out of daylight here. Alright, I'm officially out of daylight, but let's hop in and see how it sounds. Alright, just to give you an idea of how bad it was before, here's a clip of that. And this is how it sounds now. So yeah, sounding a lot better. I'm very happy with it. All we got left to do is to take pictures of it and post it up for sale, which I'll do that tomorrow. We finally did it, boys. We changed out the brake actuator. We replaced the touchscreen display. We got rid of that old head unit. Changed out all 4 door speakers. We even did a deep interior clean. And now all we got left to do is take some pictures and post it up for sale. And that's exactly what I did. So here's a couple shots that I took for the listing. Now, some things to keep in mind for this car is 1, it only has 67,000 miles. It has 4 brand new tires and a fresh oil change, plus everything we've done to the car. So I ended up listing it for $7,200. Which honestly might be a little too high, but I figured, hey, start at the top, work myself to the bottom. Maybe someone will pay that much, maybe not. But that's where I'm gonna start, see what happens, and go from there. But I'll be sure to keep you guys updated when I do sell it and kind of do a price breakdown and see how much I made off the car.
Which brings us to a total profit. Boys, we finally did it. We sold the Prius. So we bought the car for $600. We installed the speakers for $60. We installed the ABS unit for $200, $15 for the screen replacement, and then $70 on the radio, with a grand total of $945. And we sold the Prius for $5,500, which brings us to a total profit of $4,555. And we sold that body board that was inside the car for $5. We found 87 cents worth of money in the car. So grand total $4,560.87 in profit. Let me know what you guys think of the flip, what I should flip next. If you like content like this, be sure to like and follow.